Hello and welcome to this edition of URP Practical Talk. As always, I'm your host, George Gonzalez. And today we have Dr. Vishnu Bandhu with us.
Yes.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
All right. So, let's just hop right into it. And, of course, this is one topic that we haven't spoken much about here. But I know the government has talked a lot about oil. Why isn't the URP really talking too much about it?
Because we have been focusing instead on oil, we have been focusing mostly on agriculture. Because agriculture really is the thing that builds Guyana, right? The big thing of the government is all about oil. They will make so much of money. But I think that this government will be very disappointed coming 2020 on the oil. I know last week they had a big meeting in Essequibo where they invite a lot of businesses and businessmen and so forth, talking about the oil with the oil people and the regional chairman and so forth. And there was a lot of questions that poses there, and most of it was about the oil spill in Guyana, right? How they were able to control the oil spill. And I was made to understand about 40 questions come, but they couldn't even answer 4 of it.
That's troubling.
Yes. They couldn't answer 4 of it when the people them start to question them. Right? Because oil spill is a very, very dangerous thing. Right? No matter if you don't have an oil spill, where you're digging the oil in the ocean, there will be oil floating around there. Like
really?
little, drops of oil will be all over the river.
So
right?
Even like in the kind of modern technology we have, the
Yes.
sealed pumps, there's still some
they will
release?
still have drops of oil floating around the river. And if the drops of oil floating around the river, it means the fish will be going to different area, right? They would not come back there. It's just like someone leave Guyana and they go to the United States and they see better pasture. They ain't coming back, because here is, it's not so good as there. It's the same thing with fish. If they go out there and they see better pasture, they wouldn't come back here because they know danger is here. The oil is poisonous for them, So what will happen? It was explained to me that if the oil spill, and they're telling people that where the oil rig is, there are no fishery around that area. But that's not true. There are fishery beyond the oil rig, in front of the oil rig, and side of the oil rig.
Wow.
Right? So the information they are giving people is totally wrong, what they're giving. Now, they said the water that flow like 6 months, 6 months going around and come around the next 6 months. So what happened, I was made to understand where the oil rig is. If they got a spillage of oil there, they're taking it going toward Venezuela, Brazil, going the Amazon, come around Suriname, and then come back into the Atlantic, right? So if they do not make a proper contract, right, it will be a disaster for Guyana. Because the fishing industry is approximately 15,000 people making their livelihood from that in Guyana. It's a big markup. And if oil spill and damage the whole fishing industry, then where will Guyana be?
That's thousands of jobs.
Thousands of jobs are lost. Plus, you wouldn't have fish anymore. Because it'll disappear. We're going to start importing fish when we're supposed to export fish. So my concern is that why is it that we have to drill in the middle of the sea and then with not a proper contract, right? Why can't we trace the oil and do it on land? Because If you do the oil on land, it's the same thing you'll get if the oil coming into the land. So you can dig it on the land and get your oil, because if an oil spill happen, you can be able to control it faster on the land instead of damaging the sea and the ocean. You know. So these are some of the concerns that the URP are having. Right? We are not put it on the back burner, but we are saying, look, if oil come, it's a basis for Guyana. It's an additional fund coming to Guyana. But our main idea should focus on agriculture.
So you have a lot of people who really are taking oil at this point as being the saving grace of the nation. So you feel like we shouldn't even really believe that to deliver us out of the state that we're in. You're saying that we should really look back to what we've always done, then, which is agriculture. But
yeah,
I guess
because you see what happened, George. That it's not a lot of people. It's the government peddling it heavily, you know, and some of the people who does not study the situation, they tends to accept it. Yes, we'll be okay. You know, everything will be okay. We'll become rich. But show me how many countries in this world has oil, they brought up oil, and the people get rich. It's a handful of people usually get rich. The politician, the thieving politician, them, you know, and you know, those other cronies who's around, they get rich, a handful of people, right? So the oil would not really make Guyana real rich, you know, as you may you will see that in the future, you know. So what we the URP is saying, look, agriculture, we built our life in it. We were the breadbasket of the Caribbean one time. We are focused, we have enormous amount of land to do the agriculture. Let us start to focus more on agriculture, bring new crops like what the URP introducing, like soya, like ethanol, like, you know, canning, you know, all different kind of agriculture in Guyana. And we will be able to be very progressive in Guyana. We will be able to build strong family, because family can work together, be together, get a strong nation, strong government, progressive country. You know, that's what the URP vision in a nutshell. You know, so we are working tremendously hard in trying to focus on new ideas for Guyana. The British leave us with certain things. We stuck there, and even the things that the British leave us, we are getting traded, and we are not developing them. We are getting traded like the sugar estate. We are getting traded one by one. Like I went to Wakanam, I said, you know, last week, and you know, many people doesn't know Wakanam was a sugar plantation area in the 1600s. They had 29 mills there in Wakanam.
How many are there now?
None.
Wow.
You know? Yeah. There are three major crops in Wakanam right now. It's rice, coconut, and plantain. That's the three major crops. And they don't have market for it. You know, a lot of people things are spoiling. You know, they're probably getting the lowest paid for paddy in Wakanam, because many people went in that area and even robbed the farmers. You know, I was told certain man robbed the farmers there about $14 million right now. You know, they come and buy their paddy, take their paddy, never pay them, and you know, and things like that. And it's hard on the people. See.
And so they're not getting any sort of compensation when things like this happen. No government intervention. No.
The government make it clear before the campaign and the 2015 election. They tell the people they give them $9,000 back for paddy, right? Now when they won the election, President Granger go out there and said, paddy and rice is private industry. We have no concern with that, but that wasn't on their campaign list. So they lie to the people all the time. So this is why the URP are saying, look, we must take some pattern from the progressive countries, like United States. If the man planting 500 acres of wheat, a company will go and pre-buy the wheat before he even plant it. So the man already know that he has market for his wheat. He know what he will get exactly for his wheat. And beside that, in all the agricultural industries, they have insurance, where you insure your crops. So if any disaster, the insurance cover. So you'll have money to recultivate again. And those are the kind of plan that URP are seeking for Guyana.
And so you're saying at this point that farmers, there is no insurance to.
No, there's nothing whatsoever.
So if they lose their crops,
Yes.
that's.
Yes. You see, we have a whole bulk of things that affect farmers here in Guyana. I mean. And what is it? Number one, our cost of production is too much. Under URP government, we will decrease that expense by having duty-free machineries, parts, fuel, fertilizer, and things like that. So that we can able, if we bring down the cost of production, then we can able to compete with the foreign market. But our production here is too high, right? As we talk about electricity. Electricity, the most expensive city in United States is New York. And we are 4 times higher than New York electricity. So how can we have industries? How can we have that is why the stores, everybody had to sell so expensive. We can import the same thing. I'm saying this over and over, that what we produce in Ghana, import it and bring it here, and they will sell it at the store at a cheaper price than what we are producing. So we have to really re-examine everything in Guyana. Guyana needs a totally overhaul. What Guyana needs. And we need people with brain, with business sense to do this. Not like what we have here.
So essentially, you're moving the nation from being a nation of consumers to producers. And that's really where the money will come from, is when we produce.
Definitely. Look, you can eat oil, right? You can eat oil, you can eat food. Food never run out. Right? We can't drink oil. The machine drinks the oil. But the world is going green today. So there's a lot of new development technology. There is, I went a few months back in India, and Modi at the same time had ordered 4,000 electrical vehicles from Tata Motors. Right? 4,000, right? Now, electrical vehicles are coming out now, right? Even China taking water and make fuel, right? Wow. So everybody's trying to moving out from this heavy fuel that cause pollution, But we are only catering that the fuel gonna make us. I don't know how many GDP will rise how many 100 times. I don't know, right? But I'm still waiting to see that one. What they're talking about. So Guyana, we have to be serious. We have to have serious-minded people. We have to look how we can able to develop, how we can able to progress our country. Not only how we can able to progress ourselves, fill our pocket with the people's money. And that's what has been happening in Guyana for the decades. people who we put in power, they abuse it. They take advantage of the people. They insult the people intelligent in this country. You know, that is why I'm calling on the people, wake up. Wake up if you want a better Guyana, and support the United Republican Party for a true democracy and a real change in Guyana.
And so you would have mentioned politicians, and this brings me actually to my next question, is that the last election, URP had said that last local government election, URP was not going to contest that. But now it seems that there's been a change in that sort of policy that you will be contesting this year. So why the change?
We were hoping that every community will independently run themselves. But the PPP and the PNC doesn't see it that way. They see that they want to dabble in everything, you know. So that's why we abstained from the last local government election. But our supporter calling on us and say, hey, if you all don't go and contest this election, we wouldn't have no difference again in Guyana, because the PPP and the APNU or PNC, they will dominate the whole show again, right? So we are the People's Party. We listen to the people. This is what they want. This is what we do, because we think it's right. If we don't think it's right, then we'll explain why we don't think it's right. And we'll have to debate on that, right? But we seem to agree with them that this is the way we should go. We should contest the NDC and the municipality in Guyana this year. So we are working towards, and we are asking that all of the open-minded and honest people out there who want to serve their community, who want to build their community, who want to serve Guyana, please contact us. Contact any one of our offices. You have our phone number on the screen. Call us. We need you. We need you to be a part of everything. Don't keep away yourself and tell me that you don't want to hear about politics, because politics is every day in your life. You have to understand what is politics. Because whenever you're done, every day is the political situation runs your life. Right? And you can't divert from that. You have to accept it. I know you have been fooled by this political party, but you have an alternative now, and that alternative is the United Republican Party. Come aboard, join us, support us for a true democracy and a real change in Guyana, starting from this year, from our local government election, going to the general election in 2020. I'm appealing to each and every one of you. The time has come for you to start think differently if you really want to see progress in your country, progress in your life, in your children's life, or your grandchildren and great-grandchildren's life. You have to come and support the URP. We are here for you, not for ourselves. We are here because we love our country. I leave the United States and I come back here. I have no family here. I'm alone here. But I'm asking you, if you do not see what I'm trying to do to help you, then something definitely wrong with you. I beg you, look at us, examine us. Go on our website, www.urpguyana, our Facebook, URP Guyana. Look at the YouTube, URP Practical Talk, and you will see everything on our Facebook from the inception when we start this program, all our press release, all our vision, everything is on the the website do. Look at us carefully.
Yeah. And so I want to actually move it away a little bit for politics for a second and actually go to spirituality. That, of course, Doc, that a lot of people who may know you, they say that you're a spiritual person. So what are your views on spirituality, religion, and culture in this country?
Well, George, it's a simple thing. Many people ask me the question out there that, Doc, you talked about God and things like that on the political platform. We never heard people talk about these things, about God. But I strongly believe that the law of the land, if it's not combined with God's law, you wouldn't go forward. Let us take simple United States. In all, they build their mark in God we trust, because they put God first. In our country, we have two major political parties. One call themselves communists, the PPP, and one call themselves socialists. Not much different, right? The communist PPP runs by the Marxist-Leninist rules. They do not believe in God. But we said we are 97% of religious people in Guyana. The 97% religious people in Guyana voting who believe in God, voting for a political party who does not believe in God. So what it make these people? Not a pack of hypocrites? Huh?
Never thought of it that way.
Huh?
I said I never thought of it that way.
Yeah. So it make you a hypocrite, because if you believe in God and you supporting somebody to guide you who doesn't believe in God, where are we really going? Otherwise, the next thing what I'm seeing, if they're not thinking that way, is the next thing they think about race. Indian, you vote for Indian. Black, vote for black, as Chetty and Barnum create that thing for 50 odd years. Right? And I'm telling you this, George. If because I'm an Indian, and if you are an Indian, and you vote for me because I'm an Indian, I don't need your vote. But if you vote for me because you see I have a vision, and honesty, and sincerity, and truthfulness in me to run Guyana, then vote for me. Right? No. But don't vote for me because I'm an Indian. I don't want your vote. Right? This is not about power for me. This is about progress for me. Right? Only then we can have progress. Right? Coming back to spirituality, I don't believe in religion. I believe in God. When God made man, God didn't make religion. God made man. Man make religion.
Yeah.
God didn't make politics. Man make politics. Everything man make. Right? So, what I'm saying here, I have nothing against the religion. The religion, they teach you good things. They teach you, they said, look, all religion teaches two things in common. It said, look, this is the right road, walk here, good road. And this is the bad road, don't walk here. Technically, that's what it boils down to. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So they teach you good things. So if they teach you good things, we respect that. Every government should respect that. In all religion, we should support them, the religion. Because the religion trying to bring people, up in a decent way. And that's what we need for our nation. So we should support all the religion. We should support all the culture in Ghana, because they all teach you good things. Everybody has their own belief, but my belief is strongly that God is here, there, everywhere. In my book, my belief in spirituality, everything I see is God. I see you, I see God. I see the trees, I see the animal, I see the space, I see God. because God is here, there, everywhere. That creator is there. You know, it's energy. It's there. See? So that is my thoughts on, briefly in a nutshell, about spirituality, but religion, but culture, you know. And I love to talk on these subjects because I know the value of it, you know. Because I study something called psychoneurobics. You talked about the body, the soul, and the mind. Right? And George, if we do not have love for ourselves, we can't have love for our people. And that is why I believe strongly in loving each other, work in harmony with each other, you know. Try to able to become a real human being, because we all said in one thing that God is our Father. If God is our Father, and we are all God's children, do you think God is happy with what you see going on the earth here? If you have children, you have daughters and sons, and your daughters and sons behaving very terribly, they're behaving bad, fighting and things like that, it will disturb you and your wife. Right? Yeah. If they want your help, you will think 100 times to help them. But you know what? If they're living lovingly, and they go out on the street and they see elderly people, say good morning, good afternoon, how are you? The people are waiting. They say, wait a minute, whose child is that? So that George child. So what? George had some real manly children, you know? And when George see me, I will tell George, you know, you have some real manly children. Yeah. You know how that will make you feel? It will make you feel so good. And if your children need to do something and need your help, they don't have to ask you. Similarly with God. We don't have to ask God if we are honest. That is why we are saying we must clean the heart. We must be sincere. That is why they say you must learn to forgive people. Because all the ill things that in the heart, you pour it out. And when you forgive somebody, you are not doing it for their sake. You are doing it for your sake. To have a pure heart, to think purely, you know, and that's how it goes. That's what spirituality is all about. It's about the heart, you know. When my teacher came in this country and he taught me, he's from India, I tell him I was drinking alcohol and so, and he invited him to come and stay at my home. He come, and I said, Doctor, I hope this thing don't bother you. He said, no. He said, I want to tell you something. I said, what? He said, your house full of energy. I said, how can that be? I eat meat, I drink alcohol. He said, that doesn't make the difference. Make your house feel energy. You have a good heart. Your heart is pure. That's how energy is full in your home. So that is a little I have to say about briefly on spirituality and religion and culture.
I like that. So essentially, it sounds that even though we may differ as a nation in terms of religions and spiritual beliefs, we're all united by these universal principles that
of course,
just
with energy.
Yeah, that energy.
It's a simple thing. You know, it's God energies. When you're tired and you sit home, you want to get a 5. You want to get a 10 minutes sleep to recuperate. Where does the energy come from? It's God energy. You know?
Yeah. And so it's definitely a very beautiful point to leave us on, but unfortunately that seems to be all the time that we have for this edition. So that, as always, you know, thank you for coming in and thank you for speaking with us, Dr. Bennett.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes. And thank you, viewers, for watching at home. Again, this is the close of another edition of URP Practical Talk. As always, I'm George Gonzalez, your host. We would also like for you to visit our Facebook page, URP Guyana. And you can also check out our website, urpguyana.com. Again, thanks for watching.